All right, let's talk about Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, who, I mean, listen, they didn't win the game, but other than that, this went about as good as you can ask for if you're a Panthers fan. I mean, you nearly beat the new evil empire, right? And not just that, but I thought Bryce Young looked really good in this game. So let's talk about what he did well in this one, despite the ultimate loss to Kansas City. Before we get into it, I will mention just real quick that I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies and talking about movies, I have like some movie reviews and then some other general movie topics stuff on my movie channel. The link is in the description below. It's Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, anyway, back to football. Let's talk about Bryce Young. And first, let's talk about the play you see on your screen. It's going to be a man coverage concept. They have a receiver running a route over the middle. The Chiefs played a lot of man, and to be honest, the Panthers, who don't necessarily have a receiving core that strikes fear into your hearts, was able to win in this game a decent amount. Part of that is the guy you see on the screen. That's Xavier Legette, who, is it Legette or Leggetti? I hear it called differently. I'm going to call him Legette. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but watch what he's going to do here. Xavier Legette starts this route. Bryce Young runs a play action, and you see when he fires down the field, well-blocked play, he has some time. There's a window here. Now, this is not wide open by any means. There is a window, but it's not like this is an easy throw for Young to make. It's, I would say, a good route against good defense and a perfect throw. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. There was a flag, but it was on the defense. That play stood. And we saw a lot of this from the Panthers and from Young. Young was throwing dimes out there. He really was. He was able to make things happen. It wasn't all just Young by himself. This play I thought was a really good one by a couple guys, one of which got hurt later on in the game, but it's going to be Jatavian Sanders who's running the route you see on the screen. Zone coverage this time, just kind of a quick route, really not one that Young is going to look at when this play begins for kind of obvious reasons. There's only 40 seconds left. You only have one timeout. If you want to score points here, you might have to work quickly, and given that you're down 14, you might want to make sure you can score points here. Watch as when Young takes the snap, he looks over, and for Sanders, he's kind of saying, you know what, there's space behind me. This isn't really where my route is supposed to be, but hey, it's scramble drill. Let's see if I can get open. And watch how Young notices this. He throws one up, and look at that throw and catch, right? I mean, that's a huge play to allow him to get a score at the end of the half that probably wouldn't have happened otherwise. I mean, that's tremendous stuff. So, yeah, there were legitimate, great plays. It wasn't just running an offense. There were some good running an offense plays. For example, I thought he did a very good job at this, which, when he was drafted, this is what he was kind of billed as the guy who's just going to do this at a high level. Gets to the NFL, took him some time, right? But certainly in this game, we're seeing him. We saw him do it at a high level. It's a zone coverage concept. You have a route that's going to be kind of more of a setup route, just trying to get in a linebacker's zone and coverage. It's going to be Nick Bolton's gap. And then Carolina has another player who's going to be running further down the field. Legette's running the setup route, and he gets attention, so it makes sense to have him run that route. Watch how when this play begins, you see how Bolton is covering Legette. He sees this, which I gotta say is not usually how you run this play. Usually you have him kind of stay more over the middle of the field, but the Chiefs do things a little bit differently. So if you see that that's what they do, take advantage of it. That's what the Panthers are going to do here. And then over there, that's David Moore. Me personally, as a Tampa Bay fan, I remember him running through the Eagles defense in the playoff game last year. He can make plays, and you're going to see him make some plays, and he was their leading receiver in this game. This is one of his catches. Watch. Cuts really well. You see that Young is able to make that throw really well, and you're able to pick up a first down right there. So again, it's not the craziest, highest degree of difficulty play, but on a 3rd down and 10, being able to scheme something up and execute the play is very important, and that's what the Panthers were able to do on this one. Also, talking about scheme, I definitely saw some really good Dave Canales stuff in this game. This play is a good example where it's nothing crazy, but one of the things I talk about with offensive coordinators, or offensive play callers, I should say, offensive coaches in general, I guess, is one of the real tells of how well coached you are offensively is how well do your play actions work. Here, it's a play action on 3rd and 1. You're going to have Adam Thielen start off blocking, and then he's going to run his route. You see teams do this with tight ends a decent amount. You don't usually see teams do this with wide receivers, but you're going to see it can still work. Watch. Thielen starts to block, then goes and runs his route. Young looks up, and just no one is covering Thielen. No one realized that he wasn't just blocking, but he was only blocking as a fake. Because of this, it's man coverage and no one's on him. That's a bad situation for Kansas City. As you see, Young flips it. They're able to pick up a huge gain on that one. Good job by Thielen in open space for sure, but really good play design to help make that happen, right? Give credit to Young. He made the throw he had to make, but really that was a good play call, I think. And really what I thought Young did great in this game, and really I think why the Panthers were nearly able to win this game, was something like this, where it's going to be an all-out blitz that the Chiefs are running. They did this a couple times, and I thought Young really was able to handle his own, where you see the route that I put on screen. It's actually going to be a little bit different than just a regular route like this. The Panthers are actually going to fake as though it's going to be a wide receiver screen, and then they're going to run out and throw one a little bit deeper on a 3rd down and 8. Watch. Young takes the snap. You see to kind of fake the screen, and then Young, right before getting hit, he knew he was going to get hit, but he feels like you got to make the throw there. It's a big spot, down 11 points against the Chiefs late in the 3rd quarter. You need to make something happen. But as you see, he puts it right on the money. Good throw, good catch, able to pick up a big gain right there. That was a good one. That was not the best one of these types of plays that we would see in this game. There was one that was in a little bit of a bigger situation. I'm, of course, talking about this play. So, again, we got to talk about just game situation. The Panthers are currently down 8 points. There is, this is going to be the play that happens right before the 2-minute warning. It's going to be literally a second before. You'd have maybe like to hurry it up and try to not have that happen in case you don't convert. It's a little bit of a small thing, but this is probably something they should have done, was made sure you snap the ball with like 15 seconds left, like 2:15 in the game clock, so that way if you don't convert, you get an extra timeout. They didn't do that, so it makes the situation even more important. If you don't convert here, you only have one timeout. The 2-minute warning will hit. Essentially, you're looking at basically the game's over. You would need a complete miracle if you do not convert here. The Chiefs are saying, you know what, we trust our corners here, or maybe they're saying we don't trust the Panthers receivers. I don't know. Either way, they're going with an all-out blitz once again. They're trusting that they can get home. What Young is going to have to do is just fire one up to his best option. Well, who's his best option? It's Adam Thielen, of course. At the very least, that's the guy he trusts most in that situation. 4th down and 3. Young takes the snap. He is going to, again, have to fire one before he knows Thielen is open, but Thielen does get open. Those two guys have such good chemistry. They know how to connect on a play like that. Thielen makes the grab. They convert. They ultimately rush the game-tying touchdown, or I guess not game-tying touchdown, but they rush the touchdown and then rush the game-tying 2-point conversion, are able to tie the game. And, of course, if you tie the game with a little bit of time left for Mahomes, you're going to lose the game. That's just kind of how it goes. But still, I don't think that takes away from what Bryce Young has done these past few weeks, really, is he's looked just way better. He has. It's very interesting how him kind of, I don't know exactly what it is, but maybe him getting benched really forced him to say, like, no, you do have to change. You have to play a bit more aggressive, perhaps, and, well, he's, whatever it is, he's doing it. He's somehow, coming back from being benched, he's gained confidence and is now playing really well. So maybe it's just, him being able to sit out a couple weeks and learn behind Andy Dalton helped. Who knows? But the reality is he has been playing really well, and this is against a good defense by the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs have a solid defense. It's not quite what it was last year, but it's still a good defense, and he was able to play great against them. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.